Okay, so this is the website, as you probably see. What I can do is just give you a quick run through of what you get. Obviously, as you see, you probably see this the same type of thing as we get here, which is basically just a run through of the normal site. Now, when you subscribe, basically you bite your bullet, you're going to subscribe, you're quite happy. Two ways of doing it. You can do it for a month or for a year. It's £2.99 a month or it's £32 a year. That is unlimited. You can do anything you like and as much as you like, no problem at all. So what we're actually going to do is just give you a quick run through of the way it works. What happens is when you go off and you click here and you subscribe, you'll be taken off to PayPal. You can sign up with PayPal and do all your normal details like that. When you come back, you should be taken to a little page. Okay, now this little page isn't available on the site here because it's something you do subscribe. But what you do is you just fill your details in. It will take you back to a little purple screen just like this. You fill in your details where you put a username and a password and your email address. That's all it needs and away you go. As soon as you've done that, you get full access to the site. Okay, little things. We'll start at the top here. Okay, obviously buying the wash and things like that, there is a discount system. There's a members DVD store, which is obviously very popular with the members because instead of paying your £9.99 postage, you're actually paying £5.99. It's still free postage for absolutely everything, just like that. The other thing down here, you'll get a members offers area. This has got like the weathering sets. We do a deal for 25 pounds for the set of washes, all 6 washes, or you can buy them individually and they're £5 free postage anywhere. And the standing sticks, and there's a little something else coming there as well. But it is free shipping anywhere in the world. Now the next biggest thing is going to be your tutorials and your videos. Basically, you'll just click in and you'll get in this time instead of it being taking you off to a little page saying I'm sorry you can't get in and all the rest of it. Now give them a second to load through. They do take a couple of minutes to come through. But once your videos have all loaded through, it will show you them all just like that. And then this is basically how an airbrush works. So you can click on and you can watch it. This one's 22 minutes long and it's with me. So you'll get to hear me.
Hello and welcome to Promodeller. This is a bit of a special
basic stereo job, just like that. And you can hear me. And then obviously as you go down, we've got basic techniques and everything else, and we've got a little bit on troubleshooting down here as well, on airbrush troubleshooting and perhaps problems you have, just like that. You can't download the videos directly, but obviously you're more than welcome, if you wanted to, is to use a third-party software to downloading it, something like Real Player or Firefox allows you to download them, just like that. But as you can see, we get a nice picture-in-picture here, and I can talk about various problems perhaps you're having with your airbrushing and things like that, just moving through it. So there's loads of videos on there like that, and obviously there's the one on, sorry, doing these on 2 screens. There's the other one which is on basic modelling, which is something we're going to be looking at and improving over the next 2 or 3 months. A lot of these videos are in the older format where there's no HD mode, where obviously close-up work in high def. These are just the normal ones. There again, give it a second to load through. If you've got a good connection, you'll be fine. I've only got a 1 meg internet connection and they still play okay, no problem at all. It just takes them a while to load through and get going to start with. But there we go, we've got various ones there talking about obviously doing clear parts, rescribing and dipping and things like that, and moving through. Very, very simple DVDs. Now obviously the biggest one, probably the reason you're here perhaps, is for the video builds. We've got over 100 hours of video builds now, and some of these are exclusive only for members. They're not available on DVD. As you can see here, the ones you're not going to find on DVD are certainly going to be the Apache. There's a build on the Apache. Abrams tank, there's a special on new metal finishes or anything really silvery and things like that. So they're sort of specials to that. But basically you're going to come along, you click which one you want to watch, and then obviously a little bit of information at the top here. Give it a second just to load through. He says, hoping. There's a 7-parter, and as I say, if you've got a good internet connection, it loads through very quick. My ones tend to take forever. So what you do, you come along, pick your particular segment. They're all about 30-35 minutes long. Just click to play. You can watch them one at a time. You can watch them as many times as you like, as I said before. There's no limit. And there we go. You can just basically run the way through the builds.
Okay, so this has been drying for a couple of hours now.
And you get it just like that. They're just the same as what you get on the DVD. It's obviously these just are in lower quality. But there we go. We've got the final pictures down the bottom, just like that. The other thing as well, certain videos have is a few more photos, reference photos and things like that. So certainly like in the case of the Chinook, for instance, that we did with the guys at 27 Squadron. I'll just give that a second to get into gear. hopefully. Here we go. So actually what you get, if we just click up here, is some reference photos. So we've got 45 reference photos internals of the Chinook. Obviously you've got little thumbnails, and then if you click on it, it comes up with the full high-res image, just like that. And as I say, there's 45 internals, and then we've got there's another 100 external photos of it, and then just click off anywhere to come off of those, just like that. So that's pretty much straightforward. There's a few other little things, there's some paint charts, conversions, things like that up there, and bits and pieces. The big thing is the forum. When you go off to the forum, obviously it will load up just like this. When you first come in, it will ask you to register. Please register again and just use the same username as what you used the first time round. As soon as you've done that, what happens is I get an email sent to me, I let you in, everyone's fine. Now the forum itself is broken up to a few little areas. We've got a welcome area at the top, which is basically my little bit, if you like, which I talk about the new shows coming up, obviously the full video builds, how we're doing those at the moment, what's coming along, and obviously you can ask me questions direct if you want to see particular aircraft built, videos built, things on weathering tutorials, things like that. You can just shout out about it. Just like that. So we're talking about biplane videos quite a lot at the moment. If you've got a problem with any of the videos playing, things like that, you can just ask me in here and we can move like that. And at the moment we're talking about the new Hawkeye video, which is started at the moment and will be completed this week. Well, that'll be up there, so we can just ask. We've got a thing on there on the Sun Kings to get everyone in the mood for that. Basically, moving down through the forum, as you can imagine, it's pretty extensive. We talk about, obviously, modelling. It's a modelling related site, so we don't have much sort of normal chit chat, but there again, it's quite a nice thing. We've got modelling galleries in here. As you can imagine, you can just come along once you finish your model, post up your work, and we can all have a good look at it. And obviously we can give any positive feedback we can. Pete's done absolutely fantastic little pile of firewood, I think they call them. Sorry Pete, only joking. Great World War I biplane, lovely rigging, which terrifies the crap out of me doing rigging, but I'm going to bite the bullet soon and do that. But there we go, nice paint job, nice bit of weathering, very, very nice, and nice clear photos as well, so we can all have a nice good look at it. Everything else, well done Pete, that's an absolute stunner. Okay, so basically, as you can imagine, we're like any other forum, apart from we do tend to keep it a little bit more focused on our actual work we're doing and things like that, instead of getting off on politics and rivet counting and things like that. Basically, we've got down here best model kits. You pick a scale, and then obviously people ask what is the best model kit in a certain thing, and we can all chirp up and say, I would go for, well, in this case that we're talking about, the last one here was the Tamiya F-16, is the best 132 scale F-16 kit, and then obviously we're talking about the DC-3s and things like that, so you can ask questions and put them in there. Modelling Help Centre, obviously Hans done here is a manufacturer and importers list. As you can imagine, this is a very comprehensive list of every importer, manufacturer of anything modelling related. We've got direct web links to them, which is very helpful. Hard to find type things as we got there, handy products to have and bits like that. So it's quite a nice, easy little reference. If you ever need to find an address of someone, you can just pop it in there and do it like that. So that's that one, and then obviously moving down we've got things about reviews, reviewing various kits and things like that, tutorials, it's a new little section we're putting in there, and then obviously we've got tools and tips, and obviously your gluing, construction, photo etch, scratch building, paint jobs, airbrushing, weathering and decaling, just like that. Okay, down here we've got your work in progress, which you've probably seen, like a lot of forums, they have the same type of thing. Basically you come along, post up your work as you're going through it, and then everybody can sort of help out with any questions and answers, things like that. Perhaps, you know, you might just want to show off your work as you're going along. Perhaps you've got a genuine question, you know, you want to ask somebody how they did this particular little bits of engine work around here, which is a good example. You can ask the person as they show it up, and perhaps they'll be kind enough to explain in a little bit more detail exactly how they did it and things like that. And there again, perhaps if you're building it, you've got a problem, you can just post up a photo there and say, guys, how would you do this type of thing? And people can chirp along and you know, help you out with anything like that. So it's quite a nice way of keeping quite a lonely hobby quite interesting with everything else like that. So there you go. As you can imagine, we've got that pretty well covered. If we just go back a page. So you've got work in progress. Obviously you've got your aircraft in various areas there, armour, and then we've got everything's in here. So we've got your figures, maritime, science fiction, cars, and bits of everything else you can think of. They're all in there like that. Group builds, things like that. As you can see, we've got the group build.